So there's a lot of information regarding Verdansk that just dropped from Call of Duty. There's so much, I'm just going to try to keep it kind of short for you guys so we're not just sitting here talking the whole time. But we've got a lot of information for Verdansk, vehicle movement improvements, changes to the buy station, player counts, weapons returning. We got a whole lot to kind of cover. And here is the monster of a roadmap. You can see that this is all Warzone. Floating loot's returning, shooting while falling is returning, vehicle rebalances. The Bertha is returning as well. I saw that on Twitter earlier. OG contracts are returning, thermites are returning, and vertical buy station menus are back. There's an event for returning to the Verdansk, some other changes that bring back the classic feel of the OG Verdansk, and then you've got some other stuff coming later this season, including specialists, big game bounty, and the train moving event, I guess. And then you got a couple of different modes over here: BR Rebirth, Plunder, BR Casual, which is just a bot mode basically. There's 120 bots. Can't wait for people to use that as some kind of like clip farming, I guess. We've got Battle Royale Ranked, and then we've got High Trip Resurgence, which is back. That was actually kind of a good game mode last year. It's almost 420. Okay, I get it. Quality of life changes, including squad redeploy and buyback, so you can just redeploy your entire squad, which is cool. Detailed death recaps, the ability to inspect your weapon and see all the attachments. I hope that doesn't mess with my ability to take screenshots in the game, but that's fine. Then you'll be able to see all your information for your squad mates. Again, we keep taking these things away, and I don't know why, but we've fully gone full circle in the Call of Duty circle of life, where we are literally just going back to the last like season of Verdansk when we had all the major quality of life changes, plus some additional things. You can prioritize a favorite loadout. I don't know why that wasn't a thing before. I thought it was a bug, but I guess it just wasn't a thing. And then there's a HUD loadout icon when it's buyable, so you'll know when you can buy the loadout. Now they have a very extensive and 57-minute video that kind of breaks everything down. I don't think we're gonna watch this entire thing because again, it's 57 minutes. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. We're not gonna watch this entire video, unfortunately. But content summary, it's familiar, enhanced, and improved. Expect intel, some of the exact one-on-one map duplications. We're not really going to go over all of this because there's too much information already covered as is. So we'll just kind of scroll through this kind of quickly. When Verdansk returns on April 3rd, players who dropped in 5 years previously should instantly recognize this as the original big map of Call of Duty Warzone. Everybody knows Verdansk, basically. This version of Verdansk has been painstakingly rebuilt from the ground up to give you the very best battle royale experience possible. And they mean that when I say that they literally rebuilt a lot of this. There's a part of this blog post where they talk about how interior and exterior lighting has changed. Destroyed vehicles are a lot more like they're able to be told apart from non-destroyed vehicles, so you know what you can and can't drive. Pathways have changed a little bit. They've improved the terrain. There's a lot of different things in the game that have been adjusted basically and rebuilt from the ground up, supposedly. So I am curious to see like how it's all going to play out. There's a lot of just information, like we know all these POIs, military base, quarry, the first time landing a superstore, a hospital to survive in your first one-on-one prison gulag. A great deal of work has gone into making Verdansk as exact and detailed and as authentic and updated as possible, so that's cool. In the most basic terms, this version of Verdansk is 95% a rebuilt version of the Verdansk in 2020, with around 5% of the map's landscape receiving light adjustments and quality of life improvements. Veteran players remembering back to Modern Warfare 2019 seasons should think of Verdansk in Season 3 as the map that dropped in March 20, with a few elements from that game's later seasons added, like the metro station entrances and a variety of other map changes scheduled across future seasons. A lot of changes that occurred like halfway through the original Verdansk's life cycle are basically back. So all of this beginning part just kind of talks about familiarity. Here's what these areas kind of look like back in the day, which is actually really cool to see the comparisons. So we've got, what was this? This was in Quarry. I don't remember. This versus this. So this is what it used to look like versus what it looks like now. And I actually think the lighting looks better here. I do notice that, at least from what I can see here, that yellow tint or haze that the game has had for a while doesn't seem to be here, and I'm so happy about that. That's one of the things that I'm personally not a big fan of when it comes to the current version of Warzone. Your Superstore, the lighting does look way better in these images. Now, the Terminator skin is still going to be a thing. None of this will actually matter. Enhanced topography. I don't know how to say that word. enhanced. Top, certain structures like this fire station have received a detail pass. Bottom, Grasna Bridge west of TV station shows Gore River is no longer frozen, though the water is only ankle deep. This ground thaw extends across most of the map and changes how you hear enemy footsteps as they splash through water rather than crunch through ice. Also, look through the bridge arc to compare the understated improvements to the draw distance and longer ranges, so you can get to see things a little bit farther out. So yeah, wow, all right, yeah, it's not a frozen river anymore. Interesting. I don't think it's really gonna make a big difference. There's a lot more detail to the buildings. That's cool. There's a lot of detail, actually. There's a clock on here too now. So yeah, these images are just showing the enhancements. Police stations have been upgraded to have a different color. That's kind of cool. What is this? This is a storage town. Some changes there, some lighting changes, color changes here and there. I mean, yeah, this looks all really, really nice. The graphical details actually look incredible. I'm not gonna lie to you. Enhanced details everywhere. Yeah, this looks nice. Here's airport. This looks detailed. You know, it's unfortunate because I'm probably going to still run this game in low graphics for the sake of having good performance. The new Southern Shoreline Bunker 09 switch backs improve running west to east along the southern edge of hills. Now that swimming is possible, access to the Castovian Sea is opened up and a new shoreline can be traversed all the way from the southern edge of the map, south of the kart racing track, all the way to east to the prison. So long story short, with the swimming mechanic being a thing, they've opened up the Castovian Sea so you can actually swim in that now. Verdansk recon tour access granted. For much more details on the topography of the map, consult the Tour of Verdansk blog. There's a whole section that just kind of goes over the entirety of what Verdansk looks like now. But visually speaking, this looks absolutely incredible. Now here's the part that I was talking about earlier, like the full details. So yeah, trees aren't in the exact same locations. Vehicles that aren't drivable look much more like smoldering wreckage, which is really, really good. So you can tell them apart from vehicles you can drive. One of the biggest changes is the ability to swim, which isn't going to be big for this particular map because most areas you cannot swim in, only the sea, which is all the way out in the shoreline. Some of the more unforgiving areas of steep and rocky terrain have been adjusted so that manually traversing is easier. Telephone and electrical poles have been slightly shortened in some locations to enable easier parachute landing. And then some other changes to the traversal areas. They've made it easier to traverse some of the terrain, which was one of the bigger issues with Warzone back in the day. Traversing certain parts of the terrain was absolutely horrible because of the fact that you just simply couldn't do it sometimes. No matter how hard you tried to mantle over something, it couldn't do it. There's another major adjustment with the Omni movement, so they're actually adjusting movement in this game. Season 3 serves as an opportunity to fine-tune player movement by slightly scaling back some of the speed increases introduced over the past several months. These adjustments bring the movement more in line with what players experienced in the old days of Call of Duty Warzone. If you don't know, the MW19 movement was way slower than what we have now. I don't have a problem with them dialing it back a tiny bit. Long as things like ADS speeds and sprint out times and all of that aren't just destroyed in the process, I don't have a problem with this. But if supposedly it's going to be really similar to the OG movement, I don't know if they're bringing back bunny hopping or not, but they're doing some weird hybrid between MW19 movement and Omni movement. We will have to wait and see, I guess. Additionally, changes are being made to Omni sprint speed scaling and slide friction to address the strength of strafe engagements while preserving the feel of sprint strafe reloading and general movement. 150 players and the original announcer are back. You get the original cinematics and you can shoot while infilling or while falling. You can shoot while falling, okay? That's great. I'm so happy that's back. I don't know why we took that away. Crates, armory, satchel, looting, loadouts, high value loot zones launch mid-season. This launches mid-season, I guess. The original supply box colors, original floating loot, original armor satchel are all back. Yeah, this is just such an interesting thing to change in general. I always wonder, why did they change the look of how these like containers used to look? I don't have a problem with the OG designs. Like, there are just a lot of changes, I think, when they made Warzone 2 that were just so weird and random. Floating loot is back. Doesn't get any more simple than that. It should be a lot easier to pick up the item you're looking for instead of having a mess of guns just stacked on top of each other on the floor. We're getting rid of the whole concept of realism completely finally, because this was just perfect the way it was. You know where everything is. It's just so easier. As expected, ground loot, whether found at a buy station, supply crate, or after inspecting a down foe, is color-coded based on rarity and now springs out of a crate in a variety of directions and floats a few inches off the ground, just as it did originally. The current reusable supply box, the darker blue supply boxes that are refilled as the match progresses are also available across Warzone or across Verdansk. That's cool. The original armor satchel first added during season 3 reloaded of MW19, which is crazy because wow, that's actually crazy. That was season 3 when we got Verdansk. It's also back, enabling 8 armor plates to be carried instead of the normal 5 without the satchel. The armor satchels found in supply crates are as ground loot, so now you can only carry up to 8? Because for a while you've been able to carry up to what, like 12, 16 or something. I don't have a problem with this because I think having basically infinite armor plates is just silly. It makes engagements kind of weird. The original armor satchel takes the place of the current armor satchel. All other satchel types have been removed, allowing for as close an original Verdansk experience as possible. I mean, hey, if they got to remove something, I mean, I guess this is what they're going to remove, right? It's not a big deal. The current loot pool. Expect the type of loot you find on the ground from fallen enemies and in crates to be based on a selection of armaments you can choose from the currently in Call of Duty Warzone. Primary weapons, pistols, melees, tacticals, and lethals. Current loot user interface. Each item you look at has the current GUI system applied to it, allowing for simple at-a-glance information and rarity value with attachments for rare blueprint weapons. Before infill to Verdansk, you're able to create multiple custom loadouts as normal to use and match with the full selection of MW2, 3, and BO6 weapons. Nothing's changed there, obviously. High value loot zones introduced during Modern Warfare 3 and now coming to Verdansk. Recognizable points of interest across the map may be identified as high value loot zones. Get there before the enemy and you'll be rewarded with higher tier loot than normal, with gear sometimes related to the type of POI it appears in. Watch out, the entire lobby may be on their way to claim it too. This looting meta also gets a significant update at mid-season as additional zones within named POIs begin to appear across Verdansk. The original buy station layout is back basically, and I'm just gonna remove my camera here for a second. Vertical setup is back. You have a full squad redeploy option here. You can buy them all, you can buy them individually, and buying them all doesn't reduce the price in any way, shape, or form. It's just if you want to buy them all in one go, you simply press a button. You don't even got to select something. You just press a button, right? And you can just do that without even going from this side too. So that's really, really cool. I'm glad they're bringing that back. I don't know why we... Anyway, you'll discover it's pretty much identical to the original inventory interface, even down to the vertical list of purchases with the equipment type under the name and icons added for quicker visualization. The actual inventory you can purchase has also been scaled back to match that of the original Verdansk. The only balloons you can buy are now plunder related. So yeah, they removed balloons, no buying, none of that nonsense back. We're back to learning how to rotate on the map early and not just having freebies basically with the balloons. I am perfectly okay with that. Also, there's additional buy station items to buy and plunder, mimicking those in the original game mode. Cool. The specialist perk will basically be coming during season 3 reloaded. Perhaps it's also hidden elsewhere. So I don't know if that means they'll be adding it strictly only during season 3 reloaded, or if it's already in the game but the ability to buy it will be coming in season 3 reloaded. We'll have to wait and see. General, tacticals, and lethals. You know, if this feels like a whole new like update for a different Call of Duty basically. It's kind of wild really seeing that this is just a mid-season update for BO6. And here's a list of all the field upgrades, kill streaks, and equipment you get. I mean, it's not too much has really changed here. Bunker busters are still going to be a thing obviously, and the PDS is also a thing. The thermite is returning. Cool, I guess. Field upgrades, you get the original armor box, deployable cover, heartbeat sensor, munitions box, recon drone, and trophy system. No dead silence though, so yeah, I don't think that's ever probably really going to come back. Yeah, I don't think they're ever going to really change that. You can get the original cluster strike, precision airstrike, UAV. That's really, really cool. OG contracts are coming back. The original bounty, most wanted, and scavenger contracts are coming back, which is fine. I mean, I don't think they're going to really change too much about this. They're all the same, really. And then you've got the supply run contract coming back. You've got the recon coming back. You've got contract multipliers. Keep an eye on completing contracts throughout the entire match as the original contract multiplier system is back. This is an additive bonus to each completed contract payout after the first one, which increases every time your squad successfully complete a contract. Need cash fast? Then consider the following: complete more than one contract for additional bonus money. The type of contract isn't important. Finish any contract you like. I honestly completely forgot that this even used to be a thing. Wow, because you get so much money in the current version of Warzone now. I forgot about the multipliers. Public events are coming back. The original fire sale, jailbreak, loadout drop, and restock. I don't think we really need to go back into that. The original capture the flag gulag variant is back. Verdansk vehicles, like I said, these are all being readjusted. We're not even going to go into too much detail with this, but these are all being readjusted to be more controllable and have been tuned to basically be back to how they used to be. I guess we could read a little bit of it. All vehicles are available in the same set of locations to those that appear in the original map. Additionally, there are no tire punctures or fuel refilling to worry about. Each vehicle has a health meter, and when it reaches 0, it explodes and flames out. That's fine with me. The repair mechanic was cool. I think is better in DMZ than it is in Warzone, which is a significantly faster paced mode. A lot more is going down in Warzone than it is in DMZ. So you know, it's a cool, interesting feature, I think, initially, but ultimately, this isn't PUBG. You don't have the same pacing. This is a very fast paced game where you don't have the time to really just sit there and repair a tire or give your car some gas. And all vehicles are receiving a tuning pass. This rebalancing is designed to ensure these handle and steer in the spirit of the original iteration of the game with more rapid acceleration and handling. The OG heli looks like it's back, which is great. The Big Bertha has returned, parked at every fire station. This heavyweight truck is slow to accelerate, lacks swift e-braking and steering maneuvers, but can really take a pounding in the damage department. Offering easy boarding access to and from the flatbed, the rear of the truck also offers a modicum of protection if an operator drops to a more prone position. So yeah, the light tactical vehicle is here. We've got the Polaris RZ Pro R4. That is a very detailed name. Yeah, that's back. ATV is back. Perfect. Circle collapse pacing. The collapsing circle of gas to suffocate stragglers and forces operators to rotate into ever-shrinking arenas performs similarly and relentlessly like it did in the old map. Expect loadout drops during the 2nd and 5th of the 6 circle collapses, and a wide variety of final locations to claim victory at through dead zones, in-game areas which lack cover, or maneuvering choices are being minimized to lessen matches that conclude like the infamous Verdansk Stadium in-game, where it was almost impossible to extricate any teams dug in on the roof. So they're trying to make the circles not collapse at weird and stupid points, basically. Vertical ascenders return with 2 types of ascenders, you remember. So on launch and mid-season, so there are some changes coming to this. Interior and exterior, there are 2 distinct plans involving each. Interior ascenders above, rope or cable spanning vertical interiors like the sluice towers of Gora. Damn, these words, man, it's like word spaghetti. The inside of the airport control tower or the hospital elevator shaft are accessible at launch in all modes. Exterior extenders, which are these L-shaped ones, ropes up to a L-shaped metal overhang attached to a deck, balcony, and rooftop exterior are also planned for inclusion in Verdansk. Nowadays, these are part of your regular maneuvering, but exterior extenders were completely absent from the original game and didn't arrive in Verdansk until Modern Warfare 2019 Season 5, almost 5 months after launch. To maintain the classic feel of Verdansk, expect no exterior ascenders to be available at launch in Battle Royale, except a few very particular areas where a rival team could exploit the verticality of a building to reach a power position, and it's almost impossible to overrun. So strategic placements of certain ascenders will be here, but ultimately they're not adding them to this until later on. Yes, that means the stadium will be getting ascenders. Almost everywhere else, gameplay will be focused on other means of traversal, just as players did 5 years ago. I can't believe Verdansk came out 5 years ago. That is crazy. So the train station won't be accessible like interior wise until till later in the season. Same with the original moving train. There's some interior access mid-season to a variety of different locations across the map. So they're keeping that all redacted. We've already seen these quality of life improvements, but again, you get a detailed death screen, which is really cool. It tells you you've got live, pinged or not, recon drones, and if the guy used an unsuppressed weapon, you have a favorited loadout again, which again, I don't know how we took that out from the jump. And when you inspect your weapon, you see all your attachments, and again, the HUD loadout icon where you could buy something or you could buy a loadout basically. So this is a really, really cool feature. I like this the most because hopefully it'll stop people from giving so many accusations. This is a necessary thing to have, in my opinion, because of the fact that we do have some issues with being able to tell some legitimate players from illegitimate players. So yeah, that's a really, really useful thing to have. And it'll let you know if you were affected by UAV. It could be an advanced UAV, a UAV tower, etc. Secrets of Verdansk, redacted content. Between March 20 and December 2021, when Verdansk was an active map, investigations across the combat zone began to reveal a host of hidden items, communications, and evidence, much of it hidden well away from prying eyes. Upon your return to Verdansk, it is well worth your time checking out of the way places, searching for clues and finding redacted, allowing you to redacted both old and new. With a wealth of history over the last 5 years, redacted opening up, which I'm going to assume is stadium, redacted including tracking, redacted than ever before. So yeah, lots of redacted, right? We got confirmed maps and modes. We got rebirth, Verdansk, 150 players, 25-minute matches. Cool. There will be a lot of players. I'm very excited about this. Battle Royale casual, which will be 28 real players against 120 bots. So plunder quads are back. And then I think that's pretty much everything new. You got Verdansk or Warzone boot camp, 44 players, 12 humans. What's the difference? And then 32 bots. You got rebirth returning, which is, you know, then you got ranked play coming as well to Verdansk on launch. And then you get more modes mid-season. You get the really high mode. And then you get return to Verdansk event, which again, there's 20 rewards, including up to 6 instant unlocks for new and veteran players. So is that a battle pass thing or what? Because 20 is a lot for Call of Duty to give us. You got hidden saves, special operator skins, reassemble a squad and drop back into your former stomping grounds for an exciting homecoming. The celebration takes the form of a series of challenges scattered across 12 distinct event-only zones within Verdansk. Okay, so it's a literal event. Instant and event rewards. You get a parachute. I don't know what this is. Oh, that's a gun screen. Contrails, cool. 14 free rewards to earn. I think these are the Cali sticks. Then you get this skin right here. 3 instant rewards to all players. The kilo. I love the kilo, so happy to see that back. And some more skins and stuff you can just unlock from playing in the event. And then here's some details of the event. I mean, you know, I don't want to try to go into too much detail, but here's everything that you got to do with all of this. Check out all these different locations and stuff and finish up the event. Basically, you got to find some hidden safes and stuff. You have zone rewards. You got a lot you can do with it. So I highly recommend just covering everything here and just reading it yourself, because there's a lot of information. The kilo is back. The AMAX is back. It has 42 levels, 3 different mag sizes, and it's got 30 rounds, mastery badges, etc. Mastery badges. We do have mastery badges already. Never mind. The HDR in the classic camping spot. I like this a lot. We got the Cali sticks, and then we also, well, actually, I don't see it listed here. Here's the launch information. Black Ops 6 Season 3 launches at 9 a.m. PT. And then 24 hours later, we get Verdansk. So you want to just get all this stuff preloaded, I guess. Yeah, so Wednesday and then Thursday are our days to keep an eye out. Okay, I didn't see it listed here, but the GRAW is also coming back. It's going to be a conversion kit for the SWAT. Now, a lot of people were kind of like weirded out and or upset by this. I don't think it matters. The SWAT and the GRAW are literally the exact same weapon. They are quite literally visually the same weapon. One just is in burst mode. I don't think it'll make a difference. So the GRAW is coming back, and it looks like it'll probably have the exact same iron sights and everything. If you look at the SWAT, it literally looks like the GRAW. Like, just take a good look at it next time you boot up BO6. And then you got the COD shop with all this cool returning to Verdansk merch, and that's basically everything. Obviously, we kind of skipped over a couple of things. There's just so much information, so many events, so many different things you can unlock. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. I have a headache, sort of, from yapping for basically 30 minutes straight. This is really cool. I'm excited for this Verdansk update, and I look forward to streaming this on April 3rd. We will be live on April 3rd streaming this with my SCUF Reflex, 9 a.m. PT, so that is 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. my time. We're gonna start our stream probably at 11:30 a.m. get that started, and then wait for Verdansk to launch. So this will be cool. I'm excited for this, and I hope you guys are too.